Okay, so this is my second video, and I wanted to go through how I chose a donor car once I decided that I was going to get the 818. So there are a number of options. You need to have a 2002 to 2007 Subaru Impreza or Impreza WRX. The 02s to 05s come with a 2 liter, and the 06s and 7s come with a 2.5 liter. So Copart, this website is a way that you can buy salvage vehicles. It's almost all salvage vehicles, though not all, but almost all. You can buy salvage vehicles for really inexpensive prices. So I searched here for a Subaru Impreza 2002 to 2007. That's my target. And it brings up this list here, and it's a fairly long list. It says there are 82 entries, and this is throughout the United States and Canada. So here's an example here. We have a Subaru Impreza. This one's from Ontario, Canada, and its sale date is June 11th, which is coming up. It is 194,000 on the odometer, which is not what I was looking for. This is all entries. Some of them are really bad, in bad shape, and so first thing to check off here is run and drive. You definitely want something that's going to be able to drive. If you can't drive it, you're not going to be able to use it. Next, the odometer. I did not want to have more than 200,000, so definitely wanted to be able to have all options here for the odometer. I would even take 160,000. So let's now go down to the transmission. I definitely wanted a manual. So that leaves me a few options here. Let's have a look at them. Here's one in Baltimore. This is one that I was looking at before. It is a run and drive. That's what the R stands for. It's in Baltimore. It's got 163,000 miles on the clock. It's estimated $2,700. I don't know where they come up with that because this is a salvage vehicle. But you have a current bid here for $250. That means somebody else has put in a bid for $250, and you've got to buy it now price there for $900. So you could buy it for $900. This was just a regular. This is just a regular Impreza. It's not a WRX. You can see here there's no intake for the intercooler on the hood. And here are the different pictures, and looks like it's in pretty good shape here. Here's the this looks to me like an automatic, even though it's listed as being manual. There's the odometer clock. Got some dents here on the side, but that's not a big deal because we're going to be tearing it down. It definitely does look like an automatic, which is strange. Over here it lists the title. This is actually not a salvage title. This is a certificate of title, so this is not a salvage car. It's got some minor front end damage and scratches. Here's the VIN, so you can actually go and look up the VIN, and it will show you some of the details. We also have, this is a 2.5 liter here, and it says it's manual, though certainly on the picture it doesn't look like it. And it has a key, which is important. And you can see the keys over here. And then it gives you some of the details about the bidding. You could just buy this now for $900. So that's a pretty good deal, assuming that it is actually a manual. Part of the challenge is with Copart, once you buy it, is no returns. Let's have a look at some of these other options. Here's another one in Washington, D.C. And this one has been sitting outside. You can see there's snow. There's the odometer, 183,000. That's definitely more than I would like. And its use is for parts only. It says you get no title. But apparently it runs and drives. There's definitely a 6-stick shift there. The automatics come with a 4 gears and stick shifts of 5. This is a 2.5 liter. Which is unusual for a 2002. Its current bid is for $100, and it's got 1 day left. Then here's one from Portland. That was too far away from me. Most cars were going, the Imprezas were going for about $1,500 to $2,000, and then the WRXs were going for more, like $4,000. I don't see any WRXs here. Sometimes they're listed as just straight Imprezas, but you can also search for specifically for a WRX. So once you decide you want to buy this car, you then have to join Copart, which is free to join. You need to send them a copy of your driver's license. So here's how to join Copart. You sign up. You send them a copy of your driver's license so they know who you are and they know who they're selling to, and they will then certify your account. You start off as a basic member, which is free, but you can upgrade to Premier. So I didn't really know what any of this meant, so I went to go and find out more. As a basic member, you can only bid up to $1,000, so that means most of these cars are really out of my reach. If you upgrade to a Premier member, you then have to pay $200 as an annual fee. You've got to put down a $400 deposit, which would give you buying power up to $4,000. As a basic member, you could add money here. Adding a deposit, you can add up $350 gives you $3,500 buying power. I've read online many people have struggled to get their money back. Many of them eventually do, but it's a real pain to get it out of Copart. The other thing about many of these cars is that you require a license for many states. That's not a Copart rule, that's actually a government rule. And so you can check the box where it says no license required. And New Jersey was the one state closest to me, Pennsylvania, we did not require a license. It turns out there are also lots of fees. Fees that are in addition to the amount that you just paid for the car. So, for example, if you were to bid on a car, and let's say you bought that car for $900, and you were a consumer member using a non-secure payment, and non-secure is credit card or debit card, which is what I was planning on doing. That means I'm paying fee D. Fee D for $900 is $325 in addition to the $900 that you're paying. Plus, there's a $59 gate fee for every car that drives through the gate. Plus, there's a storage fee if you don't pick it up in time or it doesn't get delivered in time. It's $20 per day. Plus, there's internet bid fee. For $900, that would be $39. That's not a huge amount. Plus, there's the delivery fee. So the delivery fee ranges from coast to coast. It's around about $1,600 in addition to the fees and the cost of the car. If you decide to buy a car that's from a state where they require a business license, you can sign up with one of these companies that will bid on your behalf. And as you can see, there are many of them. They tell you the details, whether you need to pay a registration fee. Most of them you do not. You put down your deposit, and then there's a transaction fee for $200 if you need to buy a car. Then it's $200 extra. Anyway, it turns out that the more and more I looked at this, the more and more I realized I was going to be paying a lot of extra money. In addition, there's no guarantee that any of these cars would actually show up at your door. And some of these cars, I've seen their parts have been dismantled before they've even put on Copart. And the example is the stick shift knob is gone, some of the wheels are gone. They put really bad wheels on in place of the good tires. You see there'll be one missing. Next I looked at this is eRepairables.com, and they had a way to find vehicles, which is click on Subaru, then Impreza, but the finding algorithm here was a little bit more challenging to work with. You couldn't select out by year, or you can filter by number of miles and so on. It turns out these people also are bidding on the same cars that people on Copart are bidding on, and so I didn't end up using them. Next, I used the IAAI. This is the insurance automobile, and you can do this. Really, it's the same cars that are being bid on, but they also had some challenges with their website, and also some additional fees that you have to pay. This is all about how to play. Then there's ridesafely.com. There's another way to find it. So here is a 2007 Subaru Impreza. It's a California clean title with salvage, and its current bid is $10, which is nothing, but you can buy it now for $1,700. Even though it's listed as an Impreza, it's actually WRX Impreza. You can see there the over there is the air intake for the intercooler. Then I looked at Auto Trader, and Auto Trader, I looked at, these are cars with a clean title that you're buying from a dealer, and many of these cars are going for regular Blue Book prices, and that wasn't what I wanted to pay for, because many of the parts I was going to not use, either junk or sell what I could. I really did not need to have a new car, and there were some other websites that I found. So here's another one that I found. This is for 2005 Impreza. It's going for $2,500, and then I found this one for $3,900, and these were all a little more than I was hoping to pay for. Here's another one, 2006, for $2,999, $162,000 from New Jersey. Anyway, here's another one that I found. This is Mainline Autoplex, that they sell salvage cars, and here's one for $1,495 with 197,000 miles on it though. But if you wreck the engine, you can always buy another one that's pretty inexpensive for all the parts that you need. Anyway, after several months of shopping and looking, I started looking on Craigslist and typing in Subaru Impreza. I found a few, and as you can see ones that are really close by. Here's a WRX going for $2,800. That's pretty good actually, and that's in Arnold, Indianapolis, Maryland. There are some other good options here. Here's one for $4,000. It's a WRX. So I ended up going on Craigslist and finding a 2002 Subaru Impreza WRX, which was a salvage vehicle, and here it is. You can see it's got the air intake for the intercooler, and it's been in an accident. The car was totaled, and the guy wanted $1,000 for it. He was looking to get rid of it, and so I drove up there and had a look at it. He managed to, the battery was dead, hadn't been turned over in 3 years, and it was moldy everywhere. This is after I've cleaned it, and we managed to get it running, and I then had it towed home. So we're driving home, and I found my donor car for my 818. It is sweet! WRX 2002, 109,000 miles. So once I'd bought it, I handed him over the money, and we also both signed a bill of sale, and there is on the Maryland MVA website, you can get a Maryland MVA bill of sale, which you don't have to get for this age of car, but I wanted to, because I just want to have some legal paperwork to be able to take with us. So I went to go to the MVA, and it turns out that this MVA doesn't do titling. So you need to look to see what services there are for the MVA. Then I had to go to the next MVA, and there they did the title, and they mailed it to me. Cost $160. It's $100 for the titling fee and $60 for the percentage. And so here's the application for title that you can download, and you complete it, and then they mail you the title. And so now this car is now mine. It's in my driveway, and this is after I've washed it, and we're going to have to get into the garage and start to dismantle it.